Oh, what up, what up? Schwiener here. Episode 28 of the West Brom career mode. We have our first youth scouting reports for the three countries. Kept one in England. We got Sweden. And it looks like there's a couple guys here that we're going to keep scouting. These two gentlemen that look like twins. It's a different name. We got rid of that guy. So we will keep scouting that Bloomquist guy here, and just pretty much some garbage from Serbia, except this one guy. No, not Novak, Tabak. So two guys out of these scouting reports that we're going to keep an eye on over the next couple months here. But we're ripping this game starting off the ep. We got Aston Villa away. Never easy. An opponent, never an easy ground at Villa Park. On a rainy, gross day, I feel like it's going to be sloppy. It's going to be a little sloppy. We're going to need some guys to step up. Man, it is dark. It is dark. That is some gross ass weather. Let's hope everyone stays healthy. You know, it's big time. Especially, I think we have some big games across the board this episode, so got to keep him healthy, and that's not a good look. Starting that is not a good look. Bataji coming down in a huge tackle in the rain, kind of an opportunity that we did not take advantage of. We're putting some pressure on. We're getting some opportunities, but kind of that finishing touch, that last decision to make has just not been there until now. And it's Lee, our guy, freaking Lee, man. Lee is just on something, man. I think they're juicing him up in the locker room or something. He is about on fire with the assists and the goals, and just I'm having a lot of fun playing with him. And he gets us, in the 21st minute, the lead, the 1-0 lead. I mean, a great ball in. I don't know what the defender was doing, running into no man's land and leaving him totally unmarked, but I'm not going to complain about it. And then Lee again. It's Lee again with a perfectly weighted ball. Amora letting it kind of roll out in front of him, jumping on it. 25 appearances, 24 goals. He's just absolutely on fire. And those two together, I don't know. Isaac Price got some competition. I'm just kidding. We're probably going to sell him. And then it's Lee again to Amora. Put a little cherry on top here. 3-0. Basically at halftime here before the 50th minute mark, and we're kind of running away with this. I thought this was going to be a gritty, slow, a 1-0, maybe a draw-out game, but we took this game and we absolutely ran with it. Huge away win here, unless they pull off some miracle, which I don't think they will. But, perfectly placed ball, upper bins. Actually, not really, but you're not stopping that. And then a huge save here by Griffiths at the end just to keep the clean sheet, which is huge for him. Somehow he gets on the ball in there, but some madness in the middle. Gets a shot off, big save, but it's Lee and Amora. Amora with the brace, Lee with an assist and a goal again. It's 3-0 in Villa Park, and we are moving on. Then we got ourselves up another big game here. Actually, no. I thought this was going to be our Europa League game, but it's not. I totally forgot to... I skipped through the intro by accident here, but it's Plymouth Argyle, and I think this is one of the early rounds of the FA Cup here. So hopefully, on paper, when you think about it, we should get the win here. Nagola, 6 minutes in, kind of doing a crazy half volley shot there with an opportunity, but it is saved. Guyerby, we are running with the kind of the B squad here. I think we're giving Lee an opportunity. Yeah, we are, because he's scoring. Just pass. He's wide open, running through, 12 minutes in, giving ourselves a comfortable 1-0 lead. And at this point, it's like, let's just add a couple goals more, one or two more, get a security blanket, and just wait this game out. And that's kind of exactly what we did here. And Luis, our guy, getting an opportunity. We're putting the pressure on. But couldn't bag ourselves that security blanket here in the first half. Early in the second half, again, opportunities that are just not falling our way. But Lee, he's like, I'm just going to take matters into my own hands and score. absolute screamer. The absolute screamer. Lee, I'm going to show a couple replays of this because just an absolute screamer. The ball also in the replay, I think it went out of the park. I think it went above the roof, came down, a good header, perfect opportunity, and here is just an insane angle at this. I mean, how perfectly timed and hit that is. No one is stopping that. Just insane. Insanity. So 2-0. Lee again sealing the ball in and an assist, and Richie bagging it away just to give ourselves a little cherry on top. 3-0. Moving on through the FA Cup, but Lee with just an absolute man of the match game, just going crazy for us. And I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to complain about it, the guy, Lee. And so that's how it finishes here. It is 3-0 Plymouth Argyle. See you later. Never really threatened us in any regard or aspect at all. But next up is kind of the big game, a bigger game here. As we move deeper into the Europa League here, it's Celtic. And that's a team that we should not take for granted. We could kind of, when we played Kabar or whatever, Kagbar, Kabababa, that one was kind of like, all right, we got this one in the bag. I had no worries about it. But Celtic's an opponent where you got to sit down and be like, they can threaten. Let's not take them for granted. They absolutely could somehow scrape away a win here at home too. So really the goal is just to bag ourselves a win here. And that's a hot start. Absolutely a hot start. Amora, who surprisingly is pretty decent in the air and heading. He doesn't have any sort of like traits or play styles for heading. He's what, 5'9", 5'10". He's not a big guy. The heading's not his thing, but you know, he can score. He can absolutely score. He's being strong here, just getting up vertical and placing it perfectly out of the goalkeeper's reach here. So exactly the start that we're looking for. Early 1-0 lead, and pretty soon after, that was kind of one of their only opportunities of the half. Kind of went wide there again. Probably should be doing better. Again, it seems like we're wanting to score heads. It seems like we're wanting to score headers, but I don't know if you could tell in that, but the goalie did tip that over. We got a corner out of it and did nothing with it. But in true Schwiener fashion, we can't get the ball out. We cannot clear the ball out. Absolute just chaos in the box. It falls in front of goal to Celtic here, and they score. Yeah, I just hate giving goals up like that, especially when you come in, you win the tackle, and then it's just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Isaac Price, though, pretty easy ball in. Amora coming in, quickly giving us our lead back here, but I mean, that was a little too easy. It was a little too easy. 60 minutes in, we got 30 minutes to kind of hold on, maybe add another security blanket or two, and we'll go away in the Celtic feeling pretty comfortable and confident moving on. But to be honest, I thought it was offsides. Let me know what you guys think. I genuinely, I kind of actually looked at the replay like multiple times of this when I was editing. I was like, I think that is completely offside. But not going to complain about it. There's our security blanket about 5 or 7 minutes later. I think it's Guy Arby that scores that. No, it's Patati. We did throw out our starting 11 in here, which I feel like in the earlier kind of crappier teams we've been throwing at the B squad. But like I said, not taking them for granted, and I'm glad that we did throw out the ace team, because we're now racking goals up like it's nobody's business. Every 5 minutes we're scoring. Amora, I think that might be a hat trick, or at least a brace. It's at least a brace. But and then just one for good luck. Ben getting Patati coming in, perfectly timed ball, unmarked back post, giving ourselves a huge buffer on aggregate heading into the second leg away. So I mean, props to the guys. They did what they had to do. They got the job done. Not even got the job done. I don't know. They got a freaking A+. I don't know. They should be getting a promotion with the job they did here. But here we go. 5-1. Moore did get the hat trick. Patati and Ben Gannon adding a goal each themselves. So that's big time. Then back into some league play here. It's Burnley resting some guys. We're gonna throw in kind of an odd squad to play this game a little bit. Some starters, some non. Griffiths in goal. Nagola is getting the start pretty much in the defense. Freddie Potts as well, but that's where our attackers are throwing. Luis on the right, which we normally don't do. Richie up top. Lee starting as well. He's been on fire. So a couple of changes, specifically in the attack, but I still think we should be able to get the job done. And then kind of looking at Burnley squad, I wanted to see if there was like kind of how they revamped or what their squad's looking like. And I think everyone on the back line's different. They still have Cullen, Lloyd Foster, Edwards. I think Ramsey. I don't know if he was on the team. I think he may have. I don't know. So that's what their squad is looking like. And then 5 minutes in, Patati with some moves and just doesn't have the finish. Just doesn't have the finish sometimes, and I wish that was a better quality that he had. But it's Richie finding ourselves with the first goal, 17 minutes in, cleaning up again off of a saved shot. I think that's from Luis coming in on the right side here, and Richie there to clean it up. Yeah, because we threw Luis in there. So right place, right time, a little touch over the goalie, and then slotting it home for us. But Tati, man, if he could just figure out and have like a finishing trait, that would be just massive. And we gave up a crappy goal against Celtic with not being able to clear the ball. This might be the worst goal that I have given up, not being able to clear it. Just absolute insanity from the goal, and Griffiths, just no communication. This should never, ever in a million years. I mean, I don't know what that goal is doing. He's trying to clear it into Griffiths, and props to the Burnley player thinking with his head, literally, and just heading that straight into the goal. So, brutal goal to give up, and was getting a little nervous here because we really weren't getting opportunities. And late in the game, Luis, good pass through, just an open lane, great pass by Bob, I think it was. And, this is his first goal, really, in the league. That's crazy. I guess we only have really been playing him in like the Carabao FA Cup type vibes, but thought that would be the one to give us 3 points here, and just horrible defending. Lloyd Foster doing some nonsensical, step overs, and a 1-2, and I don't know how we f that up that badly, but 2-2, just insanity. I mean, what am I doing with defending? I went flying past him, and then just didn't mark him running it. I mean, just horrible defending on my part, but. Thank goodness we threw Asante in there. Ben Gannon holding back his run, staying himself on side, and I've never seen this angle too, but I think this is kind of a sweet cutscene and angle here. But Ben Gannon finding ourselves a winner. So pretty, early goal. Not a lot happened in the last 15 or so minutes of this game. 3 goals getting scored on, or getting scored. I mean, pretty crazy. I think maybe even been 4. So, but it's Ben Gannon getting ourselves the game winner here at the end, and it's a 3-2 home victory against Burnley, which we should be winning regardless. So that just got to make things kind of entertaining, right? You kind of got to make things entertaining. Here we go. The atmosphere is kind of electric here away, but it's Celtic up next. Again, 5-1 aggregate lead here, so I'm not worried about this game kind of at all. So, I mean, the atmosphere looks cool. The green looks cool. We're in green, but as you can see here, I'm not showing any highlights of this game because in a second, as you'll see, it ended up being a 0-0 draw, and just nothing happened in this game whatsoever. So we move on, 5-1 on aggregate, get ourselves a 0-0 draw here at Celtic, but it's kind of, I kind of threw in the secondary squad and just defended. But the big game of the episode, and I think this is the last game of the episode as well, it's the Carabao EFL Cup final here. Somehow we find ourselves in this position. Hopefully we can bring some silverware and bring that trophy back home with us. But it's Man City and Erling Haaland, so it's going to be really tough to deal with. And looking at that squad, it is not one to tread lightly with. So I don't know who their back is, their right center back is, but Svino, Haaland, Foden up top, Silva, Reisner's, Diaz back there. Looks like Bore, Nathan Ake playing right back, kind of crazy. And this is the squad that we're rocking with. It's just our generic starting 9. Nothing's changed. We're giving Price the start instead of Lee here. and Correa as well instead of Justin James, who I feel like hasn't really gotten so much play time. I think Correa is kind of not solidified himself, but he definitely is kind of the better defender out there for us. So huge game. Can we bring ourselves home some trophy and silverware? And I think that would be massive. If we can bring home a domestic cup and then finish even in a Europa League again, or higher chance. And if we can win the Europa League, I mean that would be phenomenal. Bringing 2 trophies home and then guaranteeing ourselves Champions League football, and then kind of where we finish in the league doesn't matter, and that's kind of been the focus. But we've been killing it in the league also. So I mean, we're firing on all cylinders. As you can tell, 32 minutes in, Amora bagging ourselves the lead over Man City with a pretty sweet goal. I mean, nothing too special about it, but I mean, just I don't know, exciting stuff here. And Ben Gannon whipping it in, and that was an opportunity on a platter, and just not getting the finish off. Just not being able to get the finish off. And I'm trying to bag her, 10 minutes in, if we can get ourselves a security blanket goal here. And Mora thinking that he's going to do that, and a great saves by Donnarumma. But that's how this is going to finish. Honestly, a really boring final. Man City had an opportunity or two. I think Holland, kind of had an opportunity at the beginning that he botched, and that was kind of about it. But Mora holding the trophy up. We're EFL Carabao Cup winners, man. Crazy. But we still have a few months left and a lot more bigger games. It's great. It's the Carabao Cup. It's no FA Cup. It's no Europa League. It's no Premier League title. But we'll take it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins and a tie and a draw. But I mean, that's essentially a win here. So undefeated, moving on to the FA Cup, moving on to the Europa League. We won the Carabao Cup. 2 good league game wins. So massive. But yeah, we got Juve in the Europa League, so a really tough matchup. Sorry, it's not Juve. Who is? I can't think. Sometimes in the Serie A when they have these not the race and they're throwing these random teams in, I kind of forget who they are. But so tough matchup, and taking a quick look at where we're at the table. So sitting in a Europa League spot here, off by 4 or so points to move up. So beating Aston Villa was huge to get some points up and traction on them. Chelsea, a game or so behind, as well as Spurs. So really in a comfortable spot, but a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do in the second half of the season to propel this club into glory here. But appreciate y'all watching. Give a like, give a subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.